If you're a fan of Bluey like us, you know that this show is packed with clever little details that often go unnoticed. Today, we're diving into some of the hidden gems and small details that we've found in Bluey that make this show so special. As we know, even the background characters of Bluey are interesting, and so far, we've uncovered many details about the background characters. And today, we are going to share some interesting details about the ice cream lady. If you have paid enough attention, then you would know that Bluey and Bingo always buy ice cream from this lady. And throughout the episodes, we've seen the ice cream lady growing her business. Unsurprisingly, the first time we saw her was in the episode Ice Cream. And at the time, she used to sell ice cream in a small cart. And after that, we saw her selling ice cream at the market, in the episode The Quiet Game. And finally, when we saw her in the episode Tradies, she now owned an ice cream truck. This is a minor but a really cool detail. As we know that Jean-Luc speaks French, the episode where Bluey meets Jean-Luc is simply unforgettable. And one of the things that stands out the most is the fact that even though they speak different languages, they both still manage to play and form a beautiful friendship. But did you know that if you watch the camping episode in French, Jean-Luc will speak English? Yes, in the French version of the show, the language is reversed. Bluey speaks French and Jean-Luc speaks English. That's so cool, isn't it? As we know, in Bluey, every background character has a role. They are not shown just for the sake of it. They are directly or indirectly involved in the episodes. This is what makes Bluey so fun to watch. For example, in the episode Market, we meet two ponies, Buttermilk and Biscuits. And this is not the only episode we see these two in, because in the episode Pass the Parcel, we can see them again. But this time, we didn't see Biscuit. And also, in the episode Curry Quest, we see them again. And this time, we can see both Buttermilk and Biscuits. It seems like they appear every time there's some sort of event or affair going on. Just by looking, we can see that Bluey looks identical to Bandit, whereas Bingo looks identical to Chili. But did you know there's something that Bingo and Bandit and Bluey and Chili have in common? In the end part of the episode Bob Bilby, when the healers are watching the fireworks, we can notice that everyone in the family has a spot on the back. But the interesting part is, Bingo's spot matches with Bandit, and Bluey's spot matches with Chili. Interesting, isn't it? One of the most asked questions about Bluey is, do other animal species exist or not? And so far, we've only seen birds and lizards. And in our previous video, we told you guys about the episode Tradies, where if you look closely, there's a painting in the corner showing a cave dog holding a cat in its hand, as if it had hunted it. So, this proves that there were cats in Bluey, at least in the past. Other than cats, we found that cows may also exist in Bluey. And the proof for this can be found in the episode Kids. In the episode, when Bluey is passing by the food aisle, we see milk cartoons stacked on the shelf behind her. And if you zoom in the box, one can see it has the udders symbol. And in the real world, udders are mainly used to symbolize the cow's milk. So basically it means that cows do exist in Bluey's world, but they probably are just farm animals. The surprise episode of Bluey got everyone debating about whether Bluey will marry Jean-Luc or Mackenzie. Well, one of the earlier episodes was probably giving us a hint as to what will happen later in the episodes. When Bluey and Jean-Luc meet, they seem to get along quite well. In fact, we could even say that it was love at first sight. To begin with, Bluey gets too excited when she's with Jean-Luc, and in fact, Bluey even makes a drawing of them. But this does not end here. Apparently, this drawing was very important for Bluey since it continues to appear in other episodes. They show it to us on the wall in one of the episodes, and we can also see it in the episode The Show. Is Bluey waiting for Jean-Luc to return so that she can give the drawing to him? Let's hope that we can see Bluey and Jean-Luc reunion in the near future. If you have watched Bluey for a long time, then you would know that the long dog is a famous Bluey Easter egg that has appeared in every episode so far. But the detail is, in some episodes, the long dog appears in such a clever way that it's very hard to notice. For example, in the episode Sleepy Time, Bingo is exploring the planets in her dream. And here, we can notice the long dog in rather unusual way. Right at this point, if we zoom in at the stars, we can notice a constellation. And if we connect the stars, it creates a long dog. Seriously, this is such a clever way to show the long dog. And that's not all. As we know, the long dog always appears alone. But that's not the case in the episode Double Babysitter. In this episode, Rad and Frisky babysit Bluey and Bingo. And in the end part of the episode, When Rad and Frisky are sitting in the balcony watching the night sky, we can notice two long dogs in the scene. This is probably the first time that we have seen two long dogs together. In the episode Grandad, we got to know a little more about Chili's childhood. In fact, she used to play in this very spot when she was a puppy. Well, when Chili and her daughters start a race to catch Grandpa on one of the trees, we can see that Chili's name is written on one of them. So, for this reason, we believe that Chili was also quite naughty when she was at the age of Bluey and Bingo. And of course, she decided to mark her territory. Another cool detail that only eagle-eyed viewers like us can notice was another photo, but this time in the healer's house. In the chest episode, if you look carefully at the wall behind Bingo, you'll notice there's a photo of Bingo herself with a cake in front of her. This episode is the 10th of the 3rd season, but the photo we see was taken on Bingo's birthday, which happened in episode 44 of the 2nd season. And from the photo, it seems like the duck-shaped cake Bandit made didn't get much use at Bingo's party. Many people have no idea, but there are several references to Bluey within the Bluey series itself. One of them happens in the episode The Quiet Game, where we see the book that illustrates the episode Fruit Bat in the window of a bookstore that Bandit and the girls pass by. Another time we see self-reference within the series is in the episode Show and Tell, where we see both Bluey and Bingo painted on an electrical box by the roadside. But even more interesting thing is that this same electrical box exists in real life and is painted exactly like the episode represents it. And in the episode Kids, we found a really intriguing detail. During a quick trip to the supermarket, when Bandit and Bluey are passing by Toys aisle, we can see a toy in the background. And on the cover, we can see a blue dog that resembles Bluey. And not only that, on the cover, we also see a picture of a house. And if you look at it closely, you'll know it looks very similar to another house. I'm talking about Bluey's house. So the question here is Bluey a big celebrity in her world? Maybe she is. And talking about celebrities, did you know Winton's dad is a very big celebrity in Bluey's world? Now, I know you're all probably thinking that we're lying, but we're not. We're saying this because in the episode Movies, when the healers are in the cinema, we can see a movie poster in the background. And in the poster, we can see the movie's protagonist who looks identical to Cornelius. If we compare them side by side, you will think that it is Cornelius with a mustache. So, is Cornelius a movie superstar? What do you think? And talking about Cornelius, in the episode TV Shop, we see Cornelius picking up Winton from school. And on the rear glass of Cornelius's car, we notice some sort of drawing, but it is not clear. But later in the episode, we see his car again parked at the pharmacy, and we can see the drawing better. And in the drawing, we can notice that there's a child, a male adult, and where another character should be, it looks like someone tried to erase it. This detail basically hints that Winton's parents were divorced. And also, did you know that Cornelius met with Terrier's mom for the first time in the same episode? So, these were some of the tiny details that we spotted in Bluey. And as always, we'll catch you all in the next video.